to Raiders Log Episode 5. Host Coach Tyler DeHart.
Austeen Mills, freshman running back.
Jack Rivera, sophomore receiver.
Sophomore receiver, freshman running back. So for this upcoming year, what are you guys looking forward to?
I would say more growth and potential to the team. I would like to see us win a lot more games, come out on top. I say, personally, I want to grow too. I want to be able to get more rushing yards, get reps at varsity running back. But of course, for me to do that, I have to put in more work in school, out of school, get my grades in, everything to be a student athlete.
For sure. What about you, Jack?
Honestly, if I'm being 100, playoff win, of course. More than over 500% with the win column. But I want to see the development of the young players. Just because it interests me the most. Because he's gotten more agile, he's gotten faster, and you got other guys like Julian Stills. He's gotten better with his feet at corner. You got James Waters. He's coming up the varsity. Honestly, putting in that work just to see who shows up, see who has that dedication on and off the field as a student.
Yeah. Well, I think going back to your freshman year, and I remember you were here every day. Like, you were one of the kids that we could count on being here and putting the work in. So, looking back and seeing kids that do the same and how they develop is it's a fun get back for you, and how you could see them develop, and hopefully they kind of mold into what you think that they can potentially be, right? Because coaches look at that as well. Like, if you look at a kid and you think that they have potential, but they're not reaching that potential because maybe they're lacking outside of football, being here every day, something like that, right?
Yeah.
What about favorite memory, right? I know you're a freshman, maybe not so many memories, but
I would say my favorite memory, I don't really have that many due to me being injured for most of the season. I had sprained my ankle. But I would say just the initial feeling of coming in as a freshman, during the summer conditioning, I would say seeing the skill gap and seeing how good high school players actually are. It was an eye opening, basically, to see what I have to be better than.
It was a big jump.
Yeah, definitely. Especially from middle school to high school, it's like players, they're not as dedicated in middle school. They're not putting in the work outside of practice. But I say that, and I say my first run against Bulls. I would say that one got me pretty turned, and I had 3-4 good runs after that one. But yeah,
you also don't get that age gap in middle school either, right?
Yeah.
You're 12 and 13.
13,
you're right there at the same
12
age.
and 13, 7th, 8th grade.
Versus you get here and you're 14 and now
18.
there's
playing
people
against seniors that are 17, 18.
Exactly. So you see those guys that have been there for 4 years and have developed, and you'll feel the same whenever you're a senior. And it's you look at the freshmen, it's God, this guy's small, but you were like that whenever you came in, because I remember being like that. What about you, Jack?
My favorite memory. I think I'm going to have to go with freshman year. Played Ridgeview, mid-season?
Yeah.
I think it was mid-season. Came into halftime, 12-0, trailing to Ridgeview. Got our halftime speech from you, Coach Tally, Coach Hawk, who's now at Ridgeview. Guys kind of just woke us up, kind of got us in that we're going to win this game.
Yeah.
We can't lose this game.
Yeah, I remember that game started off rough. I think we threw a pick six. And
we got a kickoff
return, right? Yeah, so it started a little rough, but obviously
Came
turned
back.
around. I think it was about 36-12.
36-12, yeah.
So big win after that one. And I as a freshman, I didn't touch the field much. Obviously, JV's JV, and you have your moments there, but obviously room for development, and you'll make many memories. It'll happen, especially as a running back. You'll get the opportunity.
Yes, sir.
What about pregame music?
Pre-game music, I would say either Pray for War by GMK or All 10 by G40. I would say those two songs, the beat, you feel it, you on the bus, you getting lit. So you just get in the mindset to go on, especially as a running back, you got to go crack somebody.
Yeah,
you got to go take somebody's head off.
For sure.
Yeah. For me, I would probably go Who Wants Smoke by Nardo Wick, or something like R&B, something older but smoother to help me relax.
Yeah, not so beaten.
Probably maybe someone like Eazy-E or something that's not hard beat, hard blah 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 blah.
Yeah, it's more relaxed, laid back.
Yeah,
still get you in the zone, right?
Hey, maybe even Whitney Houston. You never know.
Yeah, man.
Everybody's got to get some classics.
Everybody's got their own different vibes. Some people listen to country. I don't know. I tend to stick to hip hop or rap before games. So that's just my thing. But everybody wrestling. I used to listen to rock all the time. That was always my go-to to lock in before a match. But What about hobbies outside of football? I know we're here 5 days a week for the most part till 6 o'clock, 5:30, whatever it be, and you don't really have much time outside of school or outside of practice and schoolwork. But when you do, what are you doing? What are you using your time in?
I say I really don't have free time. Everything I do involves football. After school, another practice training, 707 practice, stuff like that. But on the weekends, I tend to relax. I like to sleep a lot, eat a lot. It's like
I think everybody likes to do that.
That's just what I do though. Other than that,
You don't play video games, nothing?
I play a little bit of Call of Duty. See myself on Madden sometimes. That's it.
You good at Madden?
Yeah, not really. I don't touch it anymore.
Okay, I was about to say, don't hype yourself up. What about you, Jack?
Hobbies. I mean, outside of football, I love football. Great sport.
Yeah.
I might go out, play some pickup basketball, but not something that'll get me, like, hurt.
Yeah.
Or, I like doing finances. That's something that interests me a lot for a career in the future. I like fishing. I do play video games, mainly sports games though. First-person shooters kind of like trigger motion sickness, and
Yeah.
But I still play shooter.
So
games.
what's your go-to sports game?
Go-to?
You had to pick one.
Madden's kind of the same, like every year, other than the fact that they have like different like gameplay.
Yeah.
How it looks different, but it's still like the same concept, different things.
Yeah, for the most part, it's still terrible.
Like they added the 40-yard dash and combine this year,
but for the most part, gameplay is still awful.
I'd say I'd probably say 2K because it like the story will change basically almost every year.
Yeah.
Because like this year they have what come in as like
I don't know.
first round pick, and you got like Shep Owens as your rival.
You play a lot of Park or just like my career?
I play more of my career, but I'll go in.
What's the build? What's the position? What's the build?
Ooh, I think it was a 3-level shot creator, I think.
Shooting guard, point guard?
Yeah, shooting guard.
So you like the ball in your hand?
Yeah.
See, I don't know. When I play 2K, I make a big man. I don't want to be responsible.
I've been meaning to get into a big man because, like, I've seen people do big mans.
Yeah.
It's just I can't deal with the speed. It's so slow.
Yeah, that's tough. I don't want to be responsible for not passing to somebody or whatever. So I'll go down, get the rebound, and do whatever.
I like rebounding and just playing defense. I can play offense is easy.
Yeah.
In 2K, other than the fact that you got like tryhards with like Patrick Beverly. If you put it on like
cheese dribble moves and spam them.
I know.
Yeah, I can't play 2K. I played for like the first month, and then I'm like, yeah, this game is terrible. But I feel like every sports game is like that. I don't know. It's hard to play.
Once you play it a lot, it's like
Madden's like the same cheese plays over and over and over. If you're playing somebody competitive, they just run the same thing. It's hard to they know what beats whatever, and the game won't adjust to that. It's like they just run the same thing over. It's like, all right, bro, I don't know what else you want.
I know some game like MLB The Show.
Yeah, I enjoy MLB.
Yeah, they changed the career. They changed how so say you're throwing to like second base to get somebody out. They changed how that's made. They make it new every year. Plus with baseball, especially with video games, you can do all these like crazy stuff, and like it gets really suspense.
Yeah, I think there's a bigger skill gap in like baseball and like those games too because. It takes a skill to I don't know if you guys have ever played it, but it takes a skill to like.
I played baseball for like.
Well, I'm talking about the game though.
Oh,
like
MLB?
the game, yeah, the game itself takes a skill to like line up the bat and like the PCI is what they call it, and time your hit. It's annoying, but I feel like football is very like Madden's very
kind of just
cut and dry.
Get it in the right area. But
yeah.
With MLB, you got to match where the ball is going.
Yeah, time it right.
Determine what type of hit. Yeah. Time it right. Yeah.
So I think it's a little tougher, but no, I feel you on that. I enjoy video games on my off time, and obviously, if I'm not spending time with my kid, that's mostly the time what I'm doing, football or video games. So I feel that. As far as like people, obviously you both said you like to enjoy watching football. So if you had to pick somebody you kind of admire or look up to, college, NFL, whoever it be, who's something that you look up to and kind of try to mirror your game off of?
Possibly someone like Saquon Barkley. I love his explosion, the way he gets through the hole. Or Derrick Henry, his physicality, the stiff arm. Of course, you can never go wrong with the stiff arm.
For sure.
I said. All right.
You know, Derrick Henry went to school at Yulee, right?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he graduated in like 2012, I think. But he was.
he was like still big, like he was.
That dude had some insane stats at Yulee. It was crazy. He was carrying the ball like 500 times a year or something crazy. But I don't know. I always see the memes that are like, imagine leaving math class and then having to go tackle Derrick Henry. It's a tough one. What about you, Jack?
All right. Favorite player. There's a lot of good players.
Yeah, for sure.
Have to be someone with like a really good work ethic because I love working. I love doing this. even though like it hurts, it sucks, but that's what makes football fun. You get to see your progression. I would say probably Evan Ingram.
Evan Ingram.
Because when he was on the Giants, he was more like a kind of like a receiver. He wasn't very big,
Mm-hmm.
and then he comes to Jacksonville. He got a little bit bigger. He got more of a work ethic. He's like more efficient now as a pass catcher.
He
and
seems to
can
be
block,
more in the mix than he was in New York, and whether that be just because of the team around him or quarterback, he seems to be a lot more involved than he was in New York for sure. Anybody else that you kind of?
Love defense. Defense, favorite part of the game, even though I play offense. But I like Trayvon Walker.
Okay.
As a Jags fan,
I was about to say
I'm gonna love a Jags player, but Trayvon Walker, he's just like so explosive. He's big. He can do the pass game. It's not his like best, but he's like that big run guy.
Yeah.
And I know like growing up playing, I was a pass guy, but I could stop the run.
Yeah, for sure.
And he like just like really big. Meeting him in person was great too.
Yeah. So obviously, spring game coming up in a few weeks now. What are you looking for? What's your goal for spring?
Spring, I would say to get the reps, get in the game, make the plays. But all that comes with hard work. So really, just to see if I've progressed since the season, see my growth, see how far I've come so far, and how much I need to go. That's it for me.
What about you, Jack?
Spring. All right. First of all, I want to get a W.
Yeah.
Last year, we ended with a tie against Akoi, 12-12. I hated that. As a starter, I hated it very much. Yeah, I want a dub, especially against an Ed White team, a Duval team. We play a few of them, but you don't really play them like
all the time.
Yeah. I love the competition whenever we play Duval teams. Yeah. It's great. Honestly, I just want to see, first of all, Gabe, quarterback, how he's developed. He's gotten bigger. He's gotten stronger, more accurate, knows how to read things. I want to see myself, see if I progress with route running and in the weight room, see what I can do as I have gained weight. But ultimately, without the hard work, it won't pay off on the field.
Yeah, for sure.
So...
And you guys are here every day. You guys are one of those kids that we don't really have to worry about not being here. Or where's Jack at, or where's Austin at? So we know if you're not here, we know why you're not here. Or most of the time you're here and putting in that work, so it should pay off on the field, right? So as far as being a Raider, who can you give me somebody you've looked up to in your time being here?
Well, that's easy. I say Tyler Jackson and Joshua Johnson. Joshua Johnson, I love his run game.
Okay.
He was the running back, junior running back for last year. Like coming in, I was so impressed like how he ran the ball, how physical he was, breaking tackles, of course. And then Tyler Jackson, I love his work ethic. Dude's strong. He's not the tallest, but he gets the work done.
I know exactly how that is. Yeah. I go against him every day in practice.
I ain't gonna lie, the first time I went up against him, I wasn't scared of anything, but like you can feel the aura that he gave off. Like,
you just see his presence staring at you. It's like
you could feel his presence.
Yeah, I feel that.
What about you, Jack?
Player. I would say Big Rob, but I only have 1 year with him. He wasn't really he was a mentor, one, because his work ethic, but if I was to pick somebody, I would probably say Nolan Chambers.
Okay.
He kind of helped me guide with the receiver, get me into it. He helped me in the weight room, helped me with footwork, helped me understand a lot of things with the playbook coming in, where I could, if I ever needed to, go out, play varsity, but I know what I'm doing. My second option would be Quentin Moore.
Okay.
He keeps me going to strive, because as he's progressing, he kind of leaves me in my own stage where I'm like, okay, he's getting better. I need to get a lot better.
Yeah, you got to catch up.
I got to be better than him.
Yeah, you got to either keep up with him or get ahead of him in some way, right?
Especially since he's coming to be a senior. I'm going to be a junior. I got to prove a lot to these Raider fans and my head coach and all my other coaches.
It's always good to have somebody to kind of compete against or keep yourself challenging against, right? Because I remember when I was a freshman, we had a full senior offensive line besides one who was a junior, but he was basically a senior, and it was all those guys were easy to look up to, and they led the right way and were here every day and put in that work, and like it paid off on the field. So it was one of those things, like it sets that mentality that like, okay, by the time you're a senior, that should be your role, and freshmen coming in should have that view of you, right? Other than that, I don't have anything else. You guys?
I do have two favorite guys I love to compete with as DBs. Q was always a good player to go against, but he was mainly a receiver. He did clutch it up throughout games, but I'd say my two favorite was Orlando Jackson. One, because he's really quick, he's got muscle, he's strong. But two, I'd say Donovan Bradley, just because he knows his coverages.
Yeah.
He's not the strongest, but he knows his coverages. He knows what he's got to do. Has great footwork. Tall guy, about 6 foot, 6
Yeah,
1.
he like 6'1".
Yeah, he's long and lanky too.
Yeah.
Knows basically exactly what he's doing every play.
Yeah.
In shape. What about you? What you got? Anything about spring game? Anything?
I'm looking forward to seeing you guys develop. I'm glad to be back. I mean, obviously I wasn't here last year, but glad I can be back and be a part of what we have growing here, and like I was 2 years ago, and excited to see how you guys as freshmen or even the sophomores that were here my first year have developed, and not necessarily playing against you and looking at you as opponents, but looking at you as to continue helping you develop and wanting to see the best for you. Not like I didn't want that before, but in a different view. But no, I'm excited for the spring game. It's right around the corner, so spring football starts in about
a month and a half?
Spring football starts in about 3 weeks, so we'll be out on the field ready to go, get our conditioning in. And
What do you mean? Well, you gonna need it.
we in pads, so.
Love it.
But other than that, I mean, around here, I don't know if you guys know, we got the OP90for90.com is our fundraiser for the field house that we're trying to remodel and get some good things going in here. Also, we have a kids camp in the middle of June that you can sign up for on our athletics page. I think it's OPHSathletics.com. All that stuff's on there that you can find. But other than that, I don't got anything else. You guys got anything?
What y'all think about that USC Iowa game? That girls basketball.
Oh, South Carolina.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I watched that game. I was so happy Caitlin Clark.
Caitlin Clark, but she raw.
She is hard.
She is, but
I don't know. I'm not
USC
a big.
better. 38-0.
I'm not a big girls basketball fan. It's
I wasn't either.
College basketball.
I wasn't either until this year.
College basketball in general, I try to I don't really get into except for in March.
Y'all got any NFL things? NBA? What y'all got?
College football is right around the corner. I think I'm taking a trip up to Ohio State this week.
Oh, that's cool.
Go check that out for a little coaches clinic. Try to develop some stuff. So that'll be fun. Make some connections, and then obviously ready for college season. NFL's cool, but
I feel like the college just brings that better atmosphere.
Yeah.
One, because at schools you have students and you have longtime fans, and then NFL you just have the younger generation getting introduced. But it's better more to play the game and learn it than to just watch and learn.
Yeah, and I think the NFL is definitely like the way college is going with NIL. It's kind of not necessarily getting watered down, but it's more about money and stuff than it is like how it used to be when I was younger. Was more of a loyalty and like you're grinding to get to that paycheck versus now you're getting a paycheck that's pretty similar to what you might get in the NFL, if not more than what you might if you're a late round pick.
With Caitlin Clark's NIL deal, she's making $3 million a year.
Yeah, so that might be even more than what she would get in the WNBA. I don't know.
That is way more.
Yeah.
It's I think the max salary for a rookie, even like as a first pick, I think it's like $175,000 a year.
Wow. Yeah. So
she's getting $3 million a year in college.
Yeah. So it makes it I think it kind of hurts college football because it limits the amount of like drive kids have and like getting to that paycheck versus just kind of getting that at college. But at the same time now, if you're getting that paycheck, you're expected to show it on the field. If you're getting $1 million and you're dropping balls or throwing bad passes, throwing picks, missing blocks like that, like you're not gonna get that no more. You're gonna get benched. It's gonna hurt you. It's not gonna be just we're paying you $1 million just to sit there and miss blocks. Like I don't think that's gonna work out real well, right? So, but no, I'm excited for college football, NFL to start back up, and
I definitely.
This off season's always rough, man.
I'm ready to go to BW3s.
Watch some football.
See all the football fans, all the old timers yelling at each other.
Yeah.
It's so fun.
Rivalries. But all right. Well, other than that, unless you guys got anything else, we'll call it into the podcast.
What do I have? I have a lot. What do you feel about that Diggs trade to Houston?
I I think
That's
it's
a big like.
that was-
That's a big change.
oh,
You go from a
Right.
like a 20. What Josh Allen's 26, 27.
yeah.
You go from him to a second year quarterback.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. I was glad to see it's glad to see the Texans go get a wide receiver one because I think CJ needed one desperately. Not that Tank Dell or Nico Collins is bad. I just don't think they're.
They're not there yet.
Yeah, they're not there yet. But
Diggs
I'm glad
has been
they.
like a consistent 1,000-yard guy.
Yeah.
Ever since his Minnesota Miracle.
Yeah, so I'm glad that they went and got a wide receiver one to help CJ out, and then Joe Mixon too. Like I think the Texans will do really good. If I had to cheer for a team this year, it'd probably be the Texans. It's mostly because of CJ Stroud.
Ohio State guy.
Ohio State bandwagon.
My
so.
dad's the same way.
Yeah, I just hop around,
When the
cheer for
Jags-
Justin Fields, cheer for whatever Ohio State guy's
I
playing that
want to see
weekend.
Justin Fields start for the Steelers.
Yeah, I don't think he will.
I don't want to
sadly.
see who
Russell
Russell.
Wilson.
I don't want to see Russell Wilson start.
I think
He's
he'll get the
kinda-
start, and maybe by midway through the year, maybe they move on. I don't know, but we'll see.
I am looking forward to this 7-on-7 against Andrew Jackson tomorrow.
Andrew Jackson.
Oh yeah, that one should be fun.
Yeah.
And then any upcoming ones should be fun too.
Right.
I'm ready for that. What's that camp's name we're going
Forgot what
to?
it was.
The
It was
Mercer
like a
Mega Camp?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm ready to go to that.
Yeah,
I'm
that'll
ready to
be-
go to these camps,
Ready to compete.
It'd be good,
get my
some,
show
some,
out, get my workout.
some good exposure. There's a lot of colleges there. It'll be good for y'all guys, especially
I'll
like
take whatever I can get, man.
yeah, because there's a.
I don't want to pay for college.
I think there's about like
It's
60. I
too
think there's about like
expensive.
60 teams that end up being there or something like that, and they split it up
What do they call it?
into.
Mega camp.
Yeah, and they split it up into different groups. So, like, wide receivers and quarterbacks go at the same time, and then running backs and linebackers go at the same time. So it's not like everybody on the field at the same time, and now coaches have to pick and choose where they watch. So, like, if obviously quarterbacks and wide receivers, they're coinciding with each other. So you can watch both of them at the same time versus, like, well, dang, I got to go check out this offensive lineman down at the other side of the field, and I'm going to miss all this. So it's really good how they have it set up, and they run a good camp up there. I went up there a few years ago. With a few kids, and it was really good. So I'm excited to get y'all up there.
I do have one question for you, Coach Tyler.
Yeah.
What is your favorite moment as a Raider?
I have a few. My senior year we lost to Pedro Menendez 50-49 in a
Ooh,
shootout.
That sounds like the Clay
Right.
Fleming game.
It was a district game. We went down there, and I think Clay, Baker kind of had the district wrapped up at that point, but we were playing at that time.
Baker's always been one of those teams.
Yeah, at that time, district champ and district runner-ups automatically made it to the playoffs. So we were all, there's like us, Clay, and Pedro, and Palaca. We were all going for number 2. We were all right around the same area. And we ended up losing 50-49. So that was tough. We ended up beating Middleburg that year. That was fun. I think we won that game in double overtime. That was a fun game. Ridgeview we beat. That was fun. We didn't get to play Oakleaf my senior year, so that was a little rough. I think we would have probably beat them that year. They were down, and we had a hurricane our bye week, we had a hurricane week 2 or week 1 when we were supposed to play them, so it got canceled. And then we moved it to the bye week because we both had the same bye week, and there was another hurricane, so it got canceled again. So we never got to play. But I don't think I've had as many memorable moments because I didn't score touchdowns.
Right.
There was nothing fun necessarily about like running up and blocking
You had
people.
some pancakes, right?
Here and there, but it wasn't as memorable as scoring a 60-yard touchdown or catching a 25. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's a lot more memorable than blocking people or winning some games, losing some games. So you don't have necessarily moments, just games that stick out. But I don't know, just the experience of being around my friends and obviously as time goes on, you kind of lose those friends. You don't talk to them as much, but you kind of reminisce. I go back and watch film.
Still got Coach Chris.
Yeah, I got a few guys that we still talk to, and I go back and like our film's still up on the huddle. We go back and watch it and reminisce a little bit, but it's a long time ago. So
Know exactly how that feels.
Yeah,
I go back to my JV from freshman year.
Yeah,
Just pushing people on the ground. It was fun, but
it's all gone now. I gotta grow up a little bit, face some
yeah,
bigger guys.
Face some bigger guys
Yeah.
now.
But all right, well, we'll call that an end to this podcast. Appreciate you guys coming on, and we'll catch y'all in the next one. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe all down below, and we'll catch y'all next episode.
And please donate.
Donate.
Big thing.
Appreciate it.